New era. Pharaoh new era. Welcome everybody, I'm DSL225 and welcome to a new series. This is a game that I played way back when it came out and I absolutely loved it. And this is kind of a mixture of a remastered and reworked game in the sense of graphics and everything's been remastered and reworked, as in there's a few little new features, not a lot, so it's a lot more remastered than reworked. So I'm very excited about this. Episodes will vary in length. I think for the first episode we'll do maybe the first two missions, as they are very relatively short, maybe even 3. We'll see how recording time goes. But for now, let's get straight into it. Okay. Play. We need to create ourselves a new family. So we're going to say create family. And naturally we're just going to call ourselves Diesel. I like one of those. I think this guy, he looks like he's a firm ruler, but with a good heart, I hope. Let's proceed. So we've got campaign, missions. It's challenge yourself to missions, standalone missions, or build the city of your dream in sandbox mode, and load previous saves. So we're going to go campaign. And we're starting at Nukt. Your family begins the pre-dynastic period, leading a small band of nomads through the discovery of the art of civilization. Your leadership helps to set Egypt on its course to eventually greatness, still glimpsed only dimly. A village is born 3500 BC, and we need to have 6 meager shanties. So I do believe there's going to be more like a tutorial type playthrough or game or mission. So let's see what they have to offer.
Welcome to ancient Egypt, land of the Pharaohs. Here you'll participate in the history of one of the greatest civilizations the world has ever seen. In an epic story that spans more than 15 centuries and 24 generations. You must lead one family, generation by generation, from its earliest beginnings in Egyptian prehistory, through the dawn of civilization, to the establishment of a unique and powerful empire and beyond. Our story begins more than 5,000 years ago, along the banks of the Nile River in an area known as Nukt. Here, a small confederacy of clans struggles to eke out an existence in the harsh environment. With you at its head, your family leads this small settlement.
Defeat conditions. The mission is lost if your debt rises up to minus 5,000 depends. Watch your treasury carefully. Okay, so humble beginnings. The first thing the village will need is housing to provide settlers with suitable places to live. Okay, so that's basically still the same. So we've got our housing over on this side. Oh, we have to place it where they want it. Okay, it's fine. So let's do that. Yeah, spacebar still pause. So let's pause while we do that. Okay, now we don't have any road access. Click on roads. The Kingdom Road. Okay, so the Kingdom Road, I'm just going to run through. I still know what the Kingdom Road is. The Kingdom Road is basically this road where people come in. It's got an entry point and an exit point. I don't know in this game if it's got an entrance and an exit on the same side. Not sure, but let's play the game. So we can play at slowdown mode, normal speed, and we can speed it up as well. So let's put it on 1.5. Let's see what happens. So they're slowly going to make their way into these houses. Okay, here we have our notifications. It's perfect. We've got objectives, so that's just to show the object again. In-game help and our encyclopedia. Oh, so it tells you about all the different things. Okay, that's quite cool. That's quite neat. Watch immigrants arrive until the city grows to 200 inhabitants. We're up to 147. It's climbing quite quick. 5 more. Come on, guys. 5 more, and then we'll be on 500 citizens. 200 citizens. 500. Where the heck did I come on that? Access to water. To evolve their houses, your inhabitants will need basic water Some well-placed wells will provide them with everything they need. Wells must be built on land with underlying groundwater, as indicated by the presence of green grass growing, and provide water within a 2-tile radius of them. Okay. So 2-tile radius. So if we go well... Oh, so see a 2-tile radius. That's same, and this one's going to overlap it then. Okay, cool. Right click to go back to the category selection. And right click again to quit the construction mode. Okay, cool. Quality of life. If you'd rather have all the subcategories already open when you select a category, you can choose to do so. The option this will... Okay, so that's something new. So we can actually click, and it's got categories, and you click on it again, it opens the subcategory. Cool. Watch your houses until you have 250 inhabitants. Should be quick. There we go. Hunting. A growing population needs a reliable source of food and some means of sorting and distributing it. The ostriches in the region can be hunted for game. You'll need a hunting lodge for that. Granaries can then store game meat and other foods, while bazaars distribute the food to the village inhabitants. Okay, sorry, I just took a screenshot there as well. So now we need to do hunting lodge. So we'll go to food and farming, hunting lodge. Okay, so it's telling us where to put this. Okay, so that's quite cool. It's actually showing you an in and out point. Okay. As with most working structures, these buildings must be located within reach of housing, and the city must have enough workers to staff them. Watch the building spawn a walker to look for workers, and how they turn animated once their walkers pass by occupied houses. You can click on a placed hunting lodge to get more information. Okay, so you notice there was no walkers. I turned on global workforce pool, so they won't have the walkers going to look for workers. Instead, they'll just have workers in general. Okay, so now the granary. Let's do this. Again, you can rotate buildings. That's new. That is quite cool. Put down a granary. And now we need to build a bazaar to distribute the food. Walkers spawn and return points. That's what we just mentioned. So now you have a point where walkers will spawn and go back into the building. And also they can share a tile, which is quite cool. So see, there's the spawn and despawn point. Let's put a bazaar there. Oh, I can't even... Ambulomancy? That's a new word for me. I'll have to go check that out. Distributors, whether they distribute goods or service to houses, roam the roads of the city for a time and then come back to their building. During their walk, when they reach a crossroads, they can take either direction. To avoid distributors getting lost where you don't want them to go, don't build a road network with too many intersections. This is also true for recruiters, so place your buildings accordingly. Okay, so see, we've got quite a lot of intersections, but we'll be able to build roadblocks sooner or later. So we'll just wait for those. There we go, roadblocks. One of the tools at your disposal is to control the workers is the roadblocks. Roadblocks prevent distributors and recruiters from going through, but let other walkers with a set destination pass. Use roadblocks wisely and you'll be able to manage gigantic cities. So basically what it does is, so now the lady from the bazaar will not be able to go past, but she will be the distributor from that shop, but she will be able to go and collect food. Okay, so buildings can set on fire and they can collapse. So if you click on a building, it will tell you it has a fire risk, but it cannot collapse. These have fire risk, but cannot collapse. This one has a collapse risk and a fire risk. So we need to make sure under services that we cater for all of those. So we're going to say architects. Okay, they're not telling us where. So I'm going to, even though these can't necessarily collapse yet, let's do this and put one of each on the other side. So we're going to do that now. So let's just go back to that. So now we've got it. So if we click on it, that risk will never go up. Because, yes, it says no risk of collapsing, architectural collapse. But I do believe if these houses evolve, they do stand a chance. So, yeah. Then they said access to clean water. Now that they have food, villagers need access to clean water from a water supply, which is much preferred over a well. So a well is more filthy water, and a water supply is a lot cleaner. And they also can only get placed on green spots. So now we're going to say water supply. Let's see if we can do one here. I don't know if I'm going to use that intersection again. Let's do it like that. That's fine, it's fine. And let's do this one like this. So that's the thing. I don't know if we need to. Let's do one for now and see how that fares. Because it looks like he's going all the way around. Yeah, it looks like he's going all the way around. Reach 6 mega shanties to complete the mission. So these can't evolve because this house cannot evolve as it needs to supply food from a local bazaar. So why is... Oh, it's accept none. I forgot. I changed mine. So on default it accepts none. So I have to say accept all. And now it will automatically take all the food from those. I forgot I changed that. Usually it's set to you can they automatically take everything. But I changed mine to accept none. So I can put in default. And it's more because of storage rooms rather than the granaries. There we go. We need 6 mega shanties. Needs a supply of food. So we're going to need a lot more food. So we're going to... These hunters are going to have to up the games. Because we've got 1, 2 mega shanties. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6. 6 mega shanties. And there we go. Let's listen. Are they going to read? No, they're not. Well done. By filling your people's bellies with nourishing food and protection, they're protecting their homes from fire and collapse. You have helped this fledgling civilization take its first steps on the long road of history. So let's say next mission. Your family begins to... Okay, so it's again the same. So now we're going to go from Nub and we're going to go to Thinness. I think that's how I pronounce it. And the dawn of civilization. So this is minus 3000 BC. So it's 100 years later, give or take. And we need to have 1 ordinary cottage. Okay, let's play. Here we go.
After many years and the passing of a generation, your family has resettled in the area of Thinis, in Upper Egypt. Here, a small band of local rulers is attempting to extend its influence over Lower Egypt and all lands along the River Nile, and to unite this realm under its own house with one supreme leader. Establishing Thinis as a thriving city like nothing ever seen before will prove the worthiness of the Thinite Confederacy and help them gain supremacy over Lower Egypt and the other factions vying for power. In time, this will mean providing the population with entertainment and building wonderful temples to worship the region's patron deity. To build a city this grand will require a substantial supply of cash. You'll find rich deposits of gold ore in Thinis, and harvesting them should be your first priority.
Okay, so defeat conditions again, minus 5,000 domains. So new beginnings. Start to lay down your housing and provide your people with fresh water and food the same way you did in the Nubt. Yeah, okay. Try to relatively close to those ore-bearing rocks in the northwest of the map. You're going to need them to mine them. You can clear trees with the destroy button, but these won't grow back in future missions. Oh, it won't grow back in future missions. You'll have to make sure you won't need them before getting rid of them. Perfect. So, okay, we've got ore over here. Got ostriches over here. So I'm wondering if we shouldn't do housing over here. I think that's relatively fair. And what we can do is we can also maybe do this. Let's pause it. So we go up. That seems right. So we've got 2 housings. We've got a row for garden or whatever. And we've got 2 housing gates. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is perfect. And now for housing, I'm going to just do this. Because they mentioned entertainment. And I know entertainment goes on the intersections. So that's going to be our housing area for now. And then we're going to have to do I'm going to do a water supply from the start. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a water supply right there. And let's unpause. Let's get the people in here. Let's put the speed to 1.5. We can maybe even connect this road up here. Then that way they should take a shortcut through there and not go all the way around. Well, those already have their orders. Okay, well, that guy's just like, I want to go see the ostrich. I'm taking this route. So we get that going. And once they're in, we can look into maybe doing hunting. So I think if we do 2 hunting lodges over here. There's the thing about the speed. You might sometimes feel like you need to speed it up. It's perfect. And let's close this off here, because I don't want them to wander too far. And we're going to put down a granary. So 2 spots open. 1, 2. Reason for 2 is because then I might be able to put in another hunting lodge. And remember now we have to say accept all, because we want them to accept all food types. There we go. And these should say this house cannot evolve as it needs to supply food from a local bazaar. So we're also going to block off this road, because see that distributor now turned down here and he does not need to give anybody water on this road. So we want him to stay in this closed loop. Okay, so now we need food. So what we're going to do, we're going to add a bazaar. I wonder if we should add it on the grass over here. You know what, let's add it over here, in line with this one. Let's do it over there. So we've got a bazaar over there. So there that lady goes. Not a distributor. Grabs the food. Can we click on them?
That bossy lady makes me carry goods all day.
That's the child. That bossy lady makes me carry goods all day. So we got our meager shanties. Yeah, then still have room for extra people. 115 workers out of 289 inhabitants. Unemployment at 70%. Okay, so we have some unemployment, which is, it's not good, but in our case it's good. So now we can look at services maybe. I just got a message. Let's just quickly pause and just see what that was. Each structure you place costs depends, not counting what you will spend to pay the workers' salaries. One way to make back the money is to mine gold. Place at least 2 gold mines near veins of ore, so you can start production of this precious metal. Make sure they have access to the workforce, and don't forget to protect them against collapsed buildings. Okay, so I need to do a lot of collapsed building stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a little road like this. And like this, that's fine. I don't want that one there. And then let's add production gold mines. 1, 2, 3. So we've got 3. How many workers do they need? 12 workers. And if we play... Gold is a special resource that is stored in the palace, a unique building that also vaults the city treasury. You can only build 1 palace, and it must be constructed on grassy areas. Each gold carrier reaching your palace will add 100 debens to the city fund. With this regular income, you should not have to worry about debt. Okay, so we need a palace as well. So before we do that, let's just do services, because I'm worried my things are going to break down. And let's do... This is the architecture one, eh? Yeah. Architecture to patrol there. Let's do this one in the center, I do believe. We can do that one to patrol that. And we can have one to patrol over here. And then we need a firehouse as well. So these cannot burn, so that's fine. They cannot burn. Those cannot collapse. This one can collapse and can catch fire. So yeah, we're going to have to do both. So we'll do fire. Okay. Like, I wonder if these can't collapse at all. Cannot collapse, cannot burn. Cannot collapse, cannot burn. You know what? So I'm going to remove this. I'm going to remove the architect's one. And I'm just going to put in a safety. I'm just going to put in fire. Because it's unnecessary unemployment. It's of unnecessary workers working there. Okay, you have your miners deliver gold to the palace. So we need a palace. So I do believe Where will we get that? Oh, so that's under services, and you get your palace there. Okay, let's clear out some trees over here, like that. Bring this road out to here. Services, palace. And then I want to do a roadblock over here because I... Crime. With a supply of cash in reserve, however, comes the risk of theft. Constables from a police station can help reduce losses through theft, both by patrolling the streets to prevent crimes and by subduing any criminals they encounter. The best way to prevent crime, though, is to keep your population happy with adequate food, healthcare, and jobs. So it's a block there. Let's just see. No collapse, but no fire risk. Okay, so this one can collapse and can go under due to fire. So we have to do services and we'll have to do fire station. There we go. Build a police station to patrol your housing and your palace. Okay, so we need to do a police station. We're going to do that one on this side. And then a police station over there. Overlays, here we come. Here's the import part. So in the past, overlays used to be these columns, but now they're a bit different. So let's quickly see. You can check your houses by clicking on them to see if there's a risk of crime, but sometimes you'll need to be able to see if in one glance, if there is any problem in the entire city. This is where overlays on the left bar will help you. Try crime overlay first. Crime, here we go. Risk, crime. So there's no risk of crime there at all. Okay, cool. Collapse building. See, only these can collapse. Okay. Crime isn't the only challenge you will face. Health can cause problems and decimate your civilization. Physicians patrolling a neighborhood will protect its inhabitants from disease. Providing your population with food and fresh water will also reduce the risk of disease. How do we... Health? Dentist, there's a physician, no physician at all. Okay, so place of physicians to protect your citizens from disease. So I think that's under services as well. Hygiene. Yeah, physician. Let's do this over here. And I think the health overlay is still on. An Egyptian city cannot truly flourish without a suitable place of worship in the form of a religious temple and shrines dedicated to one of 5 gods. The patron god of Thinis is Bast. To appease the gods, build enough temples and shrines dedicated to each of them to serve your current population. A working temple sends a priest through nearby neighborhoods, granting residents access to the worship of his god. In addition to their religious effect, shrines and temples also provide a good amount of desirability from houses nearby. Shrines can be built one tile away from roads and still function properly. Oh, that is good to know. Okay, there goes the physician. Let's see if he walks all the way around, and then we'll quickly build a temple and 2 shrines dedicated to Bast. Okay, so there we go. So let's kill overlays. So now we're going to go religion, shrines to... Oh, we only have shrines to Bast. Okay, so I'm going to put one there because it's away, 1 block, and 1 over there. And then temples underneath. I do believe on this side because we've got the granary and the bazaar. So if we put this over here, it should make the area more desirable. Yeah. Okay, both patron gods and local deities can become hostile if not shown the respect due their positions. First, you need to make sure you have enough temples and shrines for your current population. Patron gods will require twice the amount. Festivals are another way of appeasing gods. Build a festival square in the city to unlock the possibility of holding a festival. Okay, so if I remember correctly, festival squares actually need to be built over a rectangle. I do not know if they need to be connected to the houses. Oh look, we've got a new building there. So what I'm going to do is, how many is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can we do this? So that could potentially be a new suburb. Let's do this. And here's the thing, I don't really want it to connect there. because I don't want them walking in that direction. Can we do it maybe over here? I think 5's enough. So if we do that, can we do Festival Square? There we go. Consult the overseer of temples to determine the status of each of the gods in any particular city, and whether the gods are sufficiently appeased. Lightning bolts to indicate that the god is feeling hostile towards your city, while a blue mystic symbol indicates that the god is feeling benevolent towards your city. The more you see of either, the more likely your city is to feel the god's presence, or for the better or worse. There are different overseers available on the left bar to help you govern your city. Check them from time to time. They should be able to answer most of your questions. Hold festival. Okay, so that is in... Wait, oh, there's the button. Okay, so we click there. Do we say overseer of temples? There's bars. I do believe this means she's the benevolent one. So now we click. So we say old festival to Bast. And let's go back. Let's do a lavish festival. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to connect this, but I do want to put a roadblock in there. I don't want them running in there. While preparing for the festival on the way, you can speed up time. Okay, so lavish festival. As your city becomes more advanced, some civilizations can enjoy leisure time activities such as taking in a little entertainment. A wide assortment of entertainment is one of the hallmarks of a truly cultured city. Okay, so we're going to start with jugglers, and they need to be on which is called the booth. Build a booth at a corner of a road to stage juggling performances, and a juggler school nearby to train performers. Both need access to employee housing and enough workers to staff them. Jugglers trained at the juggler school will proceed to any nearby booth to put on a show, imparting a modest amount of entertainment to the surrounding area. Okay, let's just go back to normal speed there, 1.5, that's fine. There we go. So we need to now go entertainment, booths, and this is why I left the corners open. So if we do one over here, one over there, what's wrong with these? Oh, the desirability is not good. So let's do jugglers over there, and then we need a juggler's school. Now the question is, can we put it up here? Does it need to be by the houses? Also, no fire risk, cannot collapse. So we just need to build a fire building. No man, service, fire. And there they go. They just went up. Excellent. You have built the first true city in the unforgiving land, providing for your citizen corporal and spiritual needs, and have helped the Thenite Confederacy unify the divided land. So that's fantastic. So yeah, let's click on next. And this is the next area where we need to go. But sadly, I'm going to call it for today. This episode's been going really long. I do appreciate you guys coming, sitting down, watching. If you're not yet subscribed, do subscribe, like the video. It really helps me out. And in the comments, let me know what you think of Pharaoh New Era, because I'm loving it so far and I can't wait to get into it. I think there's 53 missions. We've got 51 to go. So thanks again and see you all soon. Bye for now.